Good day from all of us at eduaid. My name is Nick Sultani. I'm an Australian visa specialist, or what is commonly known as a registered migration agent in Australia. Today I wish to present the significant business history stream of business talent visa, which is widely referred to as Subclass 132. 132 visa is a permanent resident visa for high caliber business owners or partner owners who want to do business in Australia. There are two stages in obtaining this visa. Firstly, you must be nominated by an Australian state. Each state have their own criteria for nominating a visa applicant. Sometimes your circumstances may not be preferable or not be perfect. For example, we have applicants approaching us who are above the age of 55, and this is very common for business talent visas because most of highly successful people, business people, are above the age of 55. But we are able to actually assist you with obtaining the 132 visa because some of the states in Australia have lowered the requirements in anticipation of the investment that you will make in their state. As a result of that, they provide an exemption for you. In this video, I intend to outline what is the minimum requirement for this visa. In essence, you must be under the age of 55, and as I mentioned earlier, there are some exemptions available. You must possess business acumen and business ambitions. You must demonstrate that you have an overall successful business career. You must show that you have a genuine desire to establish a new business or develop an existing business that you will own and you will maintain direct management in Australia. You must not have had previous involvement in unacceptable business activities. For example, somebody contacted me and said, I have a friend who's a people smuggler and is very successful. That's not acceptable by the Australian standards, and then obviously that person would not be qualified for this visa. So the business that you have conducted outside Australia has to be of acceptable nature by the Australian standards. In terms of finances, you must have assets worth equivalent to 1.5 million Australian dollar. Those funds must be unencumbered and ready to be transferred to Australia within the first 2 years after you have been granted the visa. You must have business assets equivalent to at least 400,000 Australian dollar, or if you have assets in a publicly listed company, it has to be equivalent to 10% of the total issued capital of that publicly listed company. Your business turnover must be at least $3 million Australian dollar per annum. In terms of technicalities, the visa, I'm going to give you an idea how this visa is being dealt with. Obviously, we will represent you and act on your behalf for the entire period and beyond. As the first step, on your behalf, we will approach an Australian state of your choice to seek nomination before we can apply for the visa itself. As I mentioned earlier, different states have their own criteria for deciding who they will nominate, but we are able to suggest the best state based on your needs or your business requirements or the family connections that you may have in that state, or the business prospects that you see you will have in that state. Once we have received an approval from a state, we will assist you to get an invitation from the Australian government. You must have been invited by the Australian government before actually we can apply for this visa. Another question that I get frequently asked, may also come to your mind, is what should I do after getting my visa and entering Australia? Obviously, 132 visa is a permanent resident visa from day one. So once we apply for you, as opposed to other business innovation and investment visas. You must establish a business in Australia upon entering, or you can participate in an existing business in Australia. You can enter partnership with another person, but you must maintain senior management and directional management within that business. The business that you directly manage in Australia must be involved in one of these activities. I will outline what are the activities. It must develop business links with international markets and generate revenue as a result of those links. It must employ Australians. It can export Australian goods. It can produce goods and services that would otherwise be imported. I know some of the states have very stringent requirements when it comes to importing. For example, I was giving advice to a client this morning about Queensland, and Queensland requires that if you import primarily as part of your business operations to Queensland, the goods or services that you import has to substantially benefit Queensland economy, or it has to be some sort of equipment or products that are not available or not possible to produce in that state. Another question that I get asked is about the states. Most of the times we actually sit down with you in an office and discuss with you what are the requirements of each state, and then we establish which state is best suitable, the requirements of the state best suitable for your needs. And then we will try to work out whether that state will nominate you or not. Lastly, whilst you're operating your business in Australia, you must continue maintaining substantial ownership of that business. This is another question that I get asked. What if I sell my business? If you sell your business, obviously your visa can be considered for cancellation. You must continue to maintain that direct involvement at the senior managerial level that we discussed, and it has to be day to day. You must make basically decisions that affect the overall direction and performance of the business in a way that will benefit the Australian economy. After you have begun operating your business operation in Australia, Australian government will ask you to participate in Australian government surveys. You will be monitored for the first year after entering Australia. Your business activities will be monitored by the Immigration Department to make sure that you actually meet these requirements that are attached to your visa as conditions of your visa. I mentioned earlier that we will actually be with you along the way. We will hold your hand from day one when we apply for this visa, and then during the 3 years monitoring period. So you shouldn't be worried. We just want you to focus on your business activities and be a successful business person when you arrive in Australia. And we will have access to basically a range of service providers which can give you advice in other areas that you may require. And we have actually long-term business relationship with these people. We were very confident that you would receive very good advice from them. I really hope that you benefited from this informational video, and I look forward to see all of you either in either one of our offices in Australia or as well. I would like to mention that Australian immigration law is continuously evolving, and migration to Australia is becoming increasingly difficult day by day. So it's critically important that if you have a decision to migrate to Australia through the facilitation of business visas, that you commit to it as early as you can. I look forward to seeing you all of you very soon. Have a good day.